What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry, I got a little bit of a late start today. Was setting up the stream, had to do some editing, and had to set up for what's going to be a very special live stream today on the channel. Looking forward to breaking down, like I said in the thumbnail, breaking down this Survivor cast. We're going to be talking about the cast of Survivor 49, which premieres tomorrow night, Wednesday, the 24th, I believe it is. So looking forward to that. If you guys are new to the channel, say what's up in the comments. We will read all of your comments live here on the channel using a little bit different software. I know it might be a little bit slower, but we're going to get there. And I want to introduce my friend and co-host of many shows. We've done many shows together. He's joining me today on the live stream to hang out with you guys and discuss this cast as we get into it. So let's all welcome in Phillip Solomon. Phillip, how are you?
What is good? You said you were going to break down the cast, and as everyone knows, breaking down is my specialty. So here we are.
I love it. Let me just put this in. What's up, Mary? How's it going? I made it cool to see Phillip. What's up, Kate? How you doing? Guys, say what's up in the comments. Let me know if there's any issues with the stream. Like I said, it was kind of trying to edit stuff and figure it all out, trying to make it a little bit smoother, but we'll just go with it and see what happens. Phillip, how excited are you for this Survivor season, especially on the heels of the finale of Big Brother week, which we all cannot wait to get to the end of?
I'm not trying to say that Big Brother is the cause of the rapture, but I'm not saying that it's not. And I just think that at this point, we need it. America needs it right now to hit, especially between 48 and 50. We need this now more than ever because there's a lot of hype coming for next season. So I just want something in the meantime. We're right off the heels of Australia versus the world. Some really good gameplay, some re-meeting of exciting people. So I'm pumped.
Yeah, it's funny because like 49 is probably the least excited I have been for a season because of the way they decided to, give us the 50 cast with 49 people in it. And we know nothing about their game, but we can honestly look at everything and say, okay, well, clearly these two are big characters and possibly one is a winner, because then it would make sense for 3 tribes, 3 winners. So it's like, why would they do that? I just feel like we are leaning that way. We feel like one of these two has to have some kind of win equity in the game for them to be cast in that scenario. But I just feel like the show's probably throwing us a curveball, making us think one of those two is a winner, and they're really just having 2 winners on 50.
I mean, for me, I just don't. It's hard. I think from a public relations standpoint, I wouldn't have announced the 49 players at all. I would have let it be a surprise when people tuned in next year, because again, we're not there and they're under an NDA. So we wouldn't have known anyway. Like if they were just kind of there, they would have been like, and also these 2 people are there. Who are they? We don't know who they are. So like, honestly, it really wouldn't have hurt us. But I mean, I guess I'm excited in watching the who they are videos. I went through them again about an hour ago, just so I could be like, okay, let's see who's like fresh in my mind. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I think that they know the game really well. I just always get scared when it's too many people that are too invested in fandom to actually play the game. They all want to be like a Survivor icon, but think back to all the Survivor icons. They didn't start wanting to be an icon. They started wanting to win. And then along the way, they became an icon because of how they wanted to win. So I get a little bit scared of that. But as a whole, I'm ready to rock.
Well, and the thing is, too, with this 49 cast, the people that are going to be on 50, the CBS and like the show have not given us that, oh, hey, these are the 2 that are going to be on the season. It's really outside influences, media people that are the ones sharing the information of, hey, these are the 2 that are going to play. So what's frustrating to me is like, why wouldn't CBS block that from allowing that to happen? Right. Because that's how, you've got the Dalton, I'm blanking on his last name, but Dalton of it all, who every season posts way early what. Yeah, I mean, I love his content. Don't get me wrong, but he always posts like, in May or June. hey, these are the casts for the next upcoming seasons. And that's how we get the information, which I love. I absolutely think that's great. But for this one scenario, I feel like they should have blocked out the information on the 49 people. Sure, give us the 50 people, give us, 49 casts, but block out the information on who from 49, because they could have told them, hey, you can run with everything else, just don't run with those two names, because then it really just puts a sour taste in your mouth as to what's going to be on 50. Like, is there a winner from 49 that's on 50, since there's only two winners on the 49 cast, but three tribes, or excuse me, on the 50 cast, but three tribes? It doesn't compute in my brain.
Okay, wait. Really good point here, because I just watched the videos back to back. Okay, Kate, I have a hard time differentiating all the young women with long brown hair. Now, here's what I will say. I agree completely. I think that like they are all kind of different, but kind of similar. But you have to think about it from a casting perspective. It's hard. Now, none of them really stand out because they all look kind of similar. And you're like, the kind of skinny brunette with the long brown hair, and you're like, which one? There's like 8 of them, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more in that episode to at least differentiate them. I think quickly they will go down into their own whatevers, but as a whole, they do look very similar. Yes.
Yeah, I will say this too. I think there is a lot of those casting choices that definitely makes it confusing. And then when you have people with the same exact name, like
not Sophie and Sophie, you leave them alone.
Sophie and Sophie, like, come on, like, you really couldn't cast like one different person with a different name. Like, it just
one has an E, and that's fine.
There you go. And I don't know, it makes it very confusing. But I will say this might be one of the most beautiful casts I've seen in a while. Like, there are some gorgeous people on this cast.
There are some good looking people. Let's jump right into it.
All right, let me pull up. Yeah. Oop, wrong screen. Sorry, Philip. There we go. Right screen here. So we've got Mike Bloom for Parade. He does a great job. Obviously, Mike Bloom, good friend from Rob Has a Podcast days. Love the work he does. He does amazing work. He did this piece right here for Parade Magazine, or I guess Parade Online, about the Survivor 49 cast. So let's get into it. And honestly, on the heels of 50, it just feels like 49's an afterthought.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't. They've been hyping it really hard in the past, like 6 days. But I needed that for the past few months. Exactly. Also, don't bite your tongue. Let's go. That's the same thing I said. It's so hard when you cast people that are like obsessed with the game. Sorry, I don't even want to say the game. They're obsessed with the show. And that's what's different than people that were obsessed with like the game. Because when you're obsessed with the show, you're not playing. You just want to be like, what kind of player am I going to be? How does the audience view me? And it becomes like a whole different thing. I want you to be genuinely invested in like the win. You're here to win, to compete and bring that out. And then kind of the show happens on its own.
Let me see so he said, Survivor has been so unwatchable to me lately. The cast obsessed freaking out super fans and only focus on their stereotypes, which I find disrespectful. Big Brother and AU Survivor doesn't do that. I agree. Like, you know how I am. I'm the type that I like more super fans than I do, these, what's the word for it? Like, not like people. Like, they always back in the day would like use models or people that were looking to be into television or actors or what have you. Now it's all social media influencers, right? It's all people with some sort of social media following. I don't have a problem with that. Sometimes recruits like that, like yourself, can be very entertaining. And I've said this a million times, but I do think that I prefer people that know the game and have an affection for the game and actually know how it's played and want to go out there and be on an adventure, not just be on there for television time. Now, have some recruits, absolutely, but have people that know what they're doing. So first off, we got the Hyena tribe. That's going to be our orange / like yellowish tribe, I guess you would say. We've got Jason. I'm going to botch these names, so don't come for me. Truel.
It's okay.
Yeah, Jason Truel. So Jason, let's see here. He is 32 from Anaheim, California. Oh, he's right down the street from me. Anaheim, California. Santa Ana, California is his current residence, and he is a law clerk. 3 words to describe him were scrappy, family first, and brainiac. I get that from his profile. Why? Let's just read a couple of these. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? I want to test my limits physically, emotionally, and psychologically. I've spent so much of my life unprepared and unfettered to try new and challenging things. I love to bite off more than I can chew, and I can usually end up chewing it. I'm scared, but that's what makes me so excited. So, what are your thoughts on what was it, Jason?
Oh, okay. So I'm a firm believer for some of these players. Some of these players, Survivor needs them, and for some of these players, they need Survivor.
Yeah.
Jason hits me as a he needs Survivor to break through whatever's holding him back in life and existence, even when he says, and I quote, people underestimate me because I'm just a small little guy. If you describe yourself as that, you're not ready to win. I'll say that right now. I think that I've only gotten the success that I have through confidence and sheer delusion, even if I have none of the skill set necessary. And so the moment that you're like, I'm just a small little guy, I'm like, I think this is going to be a life-altering experience for him, and he's going to be able to do so much with it after. But is it giving me like, I'm going to win $1 million? Definitely not.
Yeah, wasn't Jason one of the ones who was originally an alternate on a past season? I do like to see the fact that they go back and dip into the well and give the people that were alternates a chance to actually be on the show proper. So I do like that they gave him another chance, and we saw that with Rachel Lamont a couple seasons ago in 47, and she ended up winning the whole season. So glad to see it. What's up, Randy? What's up, Juan? Mary, you guys get your comments or questions in the chat. In the comments, we will read them live. We'll pull them up on stage. Let's see here. Juan says he will be gone pre-merge. He does give me pre-merge vibes. I will say this, like reading some of this, like even his pet peeves, people who are afraid to be wrong or look silly, own your mistakes. I believe showing weakness is a strength. I think that's like, is that really a pet peeve or is that like just a personality thing? Like pet peeves need to be like distinct things, right?
Yes.
Like for me, I've always said this. If I ever went on Survivor, my pet peeve is people that don't walk on the people movers at like airports and stuff, like that just stand there and actually go slower than actually walking. It drives me up a freaking wall. We have it at the casino near us here in town where they have people movers to get to the front of the casino from the parking garage. And literally people will just stand there. And the people not on the people movers walking on the sides walk faster than the people on the people movers. And they don't get out of the way so you can walk past them. They just stand there and block it. So you have to wait the whole length of the thing before you can start moving.
So my reality TV pet peeve, I'm going to take your real one from real life and make that analogy for reality competition. When someone's just going along in a good alliance and they're being moved on the people mover, and you're like, I need you to step two. I need you to make some moves here. And they're like, nah, if I stand still, it'll just like move me along. I'm like, but you'll get there quicker if you make the moves and move your feet. So for me, I have almost the same pet peeve, but mine is more like spiritual, if you will, but it's the exact same thing. Yes.
Yes. It drives me up a wall, and I could see how that would translate to like actual gameplay. All right, so let's go to the next person. Next person we have is Christina Mills. Christina is 36. Hometown is Houston, Texas. Currently residing in Edmond, Oklahoma. Occupation NBA career coach. 3 words to describe you: adaptable, loyal, random. Okay, interesting. Random. That's an interesting like trait to describe yourself as. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? When season 45 aired, I wasn't in a good place. I was dealing with a postpartum depression, plus the unexpected loss of my mom. Caleb's joy brought a smile to my face. Emily's transformation gave me hope. During that season, I felt like Uncle Jeffrey was talking to me when he said apply. Uncle Jeffrey. I was like, who the hell is Uncle Jeffrey? This season embodies
anyone that we look up to in Black culture in general. That's my new auntie or uncle. Heads up, just for everyone. Heads up, that is now Uncle Jeffrey.
Gotcha. The show embodies everything my mom was: adventurous, strategic, daring. I want my kids to see that same spirit in me. I also want to show people that even though grief never leaves, there's still a beautiful life to embrace. So I like that. I think that's a good answer. What are your thoughts so far on Christina?
once again, I think this is another one that the game will change her. The game will not make her look at the world the same way again. And that's cool and that's great. And I love that for her journey. But at the same time, it's not
Yeah.
giving me winner only because she's not. Yes, fair. Only because I feel like she's not there to win. She's there to sort out and deal with some other stuff that is happening for her. I actually love the idea of her being like, I came to Survivor because I need to get away from my kids because they're annoying. And I was like, you know what? Listen, I need more parents to give me more real shit like that. Like, honestly, I could use the 3 weeks away. So here we are on Survivor.
Yes, I agree. I think, Brady, that's a great pet peeve. That is such a good one because, like, yeah, that drives me nuts too. It's like, or when they're trying to speak or like act like they're talking what you're saying, it's weird. It's
so bad, so bad.
You know, there's that twins video. Have you seen the twins video? They kind of picked at it on this Big Brother season where they had the twins, you know, talking at the same time in that one challenge. There's a viral video of these twins from, I think, Australia or UK or something like that, talking about like an event that happened on the news, and they talk at the same time. That kind of stuff would drive me nuts.
I also hate when people pigeonhole themselves too early. When she's talking about her game, who do you identify with the most? She said, I am Suri 2.0. And we all went, that's great, but she still hasn't won. Still. I don't know if she wins next season, but what I'm saying is when you do that, it's not as much of a flex as you think it is. Like, I'm like, if you're going to compare yourself, you better compare yourself to a heavy hitter, someone who won, someone who did this well. Yes, the season of Big Brother, a disaster. Anyway, but still, you want, but like, so for me, I'm like, oh, so you're not that athletic, but you're going to use your social game and you're going to be everyone's like shoulder to cry on. I guess that's good. I just want more. I think this season of Big Brother is making me want more competitive nature out of what I'm seeing after it. I think now we've seen an entire season of floaters, so I'm not usually one of those where I'm like, compete from day one, but after seeing this season of Big Brother, I need anyone on CBS to compete, please, anybody.
I do like when I see like people that are parents on these kind of shows because like you have something that you're playing for. Like I feel like when you're a parent with young kids, especially, like I feel like we see those people play even harder because they have something to play for. They're not some 20-something-year-old, you know, just playing to be on reality TV. They're playing their you know, to give a better life to their family. So I do like seeing those people on here. Now, she does seem to reference the new era a lot when I'm reading her profile. So you definitely see that she is a new era fan or like a new era coming to Survivor type of person. And we got a lot of those, you know, post-COVID when it started going on Netflix, when it started being seen by fresh eyes. And the show really got a revamped audience because of that. But the problem is a lot of those people didn't go back and see the older seasons. Some did, and some have been on the show and have had, you know, gone through the full cycle of watching Survivor. But there are a lot of people that, you know, just watch the new era. And I do worry about that because the new era game, in my opinion, is not nearly what old school Survivor gameplay has been. And I want to see more from these people that aren't aware of how the old era gameplay was held, because I feel like new era is just different and I don't know if I like it as much. So I do worry when I see these people that are relatively new to the show and quote seasons 41 and up more than anything else. All right. So next we have Matt Williams. Matt is giving me hippie, old dad, grandpa vibe.
Yeah, I think that we never want to fall into the trope of just immediately vote out the oldest cast member, but it's giving that only because, again, I'm not saying that I would, but I'm saying like I know how the younger players play, and they're like, well, he doesn't have the endurance or the strength or the whatever else of us, so like I guess we have to kind of go with that. And in all of his interview questions, he really did rely on the compassion and the empathy. And although I think you can do that as a younger player. I think as an older player, you really need to rely on the experience and the strength and being able to like hold a group to get like, I think there are certain skills you have to emphasize so that the tribe doesn't look at you as expendable. And so I think it's hard because he's like, I'm so nice to other people, and my woman and my wife is a life coach. And so, like, there are a lot of really good skills there, but I need you to be like, no, I know that I got a few years on you, but I'm ready to work. I'm ready to use that experience. I'm from Utah. I go camping. It's almost like that. I'm like, I don't know if you know how to sell yourself as a good Survivor player yet.
It seems like every season we get someone with like the most obscure job I've never heard of. He's 52 from Farmington, Utah, and he is an airport ramp agent. Like, what is that?
So I think he the person on the ramp that loads the luggage? Oh no, an airport ramp agent is the person like right before you get on, like at the gate.
Could be. I have no idea. You're probably
We're gonna go
right.
with that.
But that's wild to me because I was like, wait, does he sell the ramps that get you onto the airport, like, or onto the airplane? Like, what's a ramp agent? So I had no idea.
I mean, kudos for him being real white with these dreadlocks, but okay, let's leave that alone. But it's a weird flex to choose to leave your profession and choose to be the guy that everybody screams at when the flight gets delayed or canceled. I'm like that. I mean, that's a choice. That is a choice. And so I love that for him.
What's up, Fresh Show? Welcome in. You guys get your comments in here. We'll read those. He'll be targeted right away if the tribe loses and he doesn't do well pre-merge. Also, Juan says Rupert's long-lost brother. Agreed. Agreed. They moved the ramps up to the airplane, I think. See, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe you're right, guys. But
worse.
Yeah, so this on his bio it says, why do you want to be a part of Survivor? 26 days in Fiji will be nice. $1 million will be nice. But if you're anything like me, which sometimes I am, that's weird, and you have a burning desire to cling to a telephone pole in your underwear on national television, Survivor is the only way you're going to get that done. So these are honest to God, these are the tropes that the new Survivor casting looks for, right? They want you to say, hey, I'm here to be on an adventure. Like they want you to be like this. I would leave everything. I'll leave my job, my family and whatnot. Cause I want to be a part of this show. I want to climb a pole and in my underwear and, play these games. I want the adventure of a lifetime. Like, they don't want really nowadays to hear about you. Oh, I want to win the $1 million or I want to be the best strategic player. They want you to be on an adventure, right? And like this guy's like the perfect casting for that because that's exactly what he's displaying.
See, but that's my problem. I think for me personally, I need you to be grounded and rooted in the win. In my interview, I remember that I think they were just expecting a personal trainer, a meathead, or whatever else. I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna give you all that, but also I need you to understand that I have empathy. I've been a middle school educator for a long time, and it's about time we see someone who looks like me, who can walk on a screen and be a nice person and win. Click, done. That's what we need. You're allowed to bring us the story, but also, what are you there for? If you're like, I'm there because I've never left my hometown, then why are you doing it here? We don't need to watch that. For me, I'm like, do you want to win or not? Even if you don't win, obviously the odds are not in your favor to win, but I need to know that that's what's driving you forward. If you being like, well, I could just use an adventure and hang on the pole in my underwear, be a stripper. We don't need it. We don't need to watch it.
To be honest with you, Matt feels like one of those casting tropes that they know this guy's probably not going to win, but he's such a wacky off the wall character, like the Hawaiian shirt with the dreadlocks and he wants to be there for the adventure. This is one that they don't seriously think is going to be in contention for the prize, but they want him there because he could be just good TV. So whatever, but I like more of people that have a chance in this game. And no offense to Matt, but I could see I getting first out, one out vibes. One quick thing too, a little side note. Tommy posts, Riley posting about AFP is so funny to me. If Riley is posting that he thinks he can win AFP, he's been hit over the head by a bull way too many times.
Riley. No, baby, you got to read the room. You got to read the world, the country. You got to read it so much better. So much better.
All right. So now we have Michelle MC. I'm not even going to attempt that last name.
Don't do it.
Nope. Not even attempting it. So let's see about Michelle.
Star.
Star, right? Kind of very similar look, right?
Yeah, Star.
So we got age 29. Sure, that place in Texas. San Diego, California. Oh, by me originally. Fitness trainer. 3 words to describe you: competitive, high energy, goofy. I like that. What or why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Because it's epic. It's the perfect blend of athleticism, sociology, and mental strength. Plus, I'm
Thank you.
always
Good
a
answers.
very good answer. Plus, I'm always looking for a new challenge for myself and new adventures. And of course, the chance to win $1 million doesn't hurt. Perfect answer, right?
See, you don't need to slam me over the head with being like, and I'm the best. I'm like, you're not the best. You have no idea yet. But still, like, at least we know she's working towards something. That's good.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate this because this sounds like someone that knows the show, right? Like, of course, there's the athleticism factor. There's also the sociology, which I pray that people come into this game with that understanding that this is a social experiment and
Agreed.
that you need to go in there and play your social skills to the fullest capacity while also being able to play a strategic game. Like, I like hearing people say that in their comments because that is exactly what I look for in my Survivor season. I'm also looking for a new way to challenge myself. Like, and that's where I'm saying the casting troop, where they want to hear about you wanting to go on an adventure. They want to hear about you challenging yourself or, getting off the couch and going and playing. So, and then she talks about the $1 million doesn't hurt. Like, good. I want to know that you want that money, right?
Yep.
Like, you need to show me that, like, yes, the money is important to you. It's not just about the adventure. Yes, the adventure is part of it, but really, I do want to change my life with this money. So I really like that.
I have a hot take, and it's maybe just because of me specifically. So I'm sorry. I'm just speaking from experience. I think as people in sales and personal trainers, we have the best chance in competitive reality in general. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, sales and being a fitness instructor. You have to meet people where they are, not where you want them to go. And so you quickly have to learn how to like turn left or turn right immediately, be like, okay, I got to read the room. This isn't working. The amount of exercises I say on the microphone every day and go, oh, this room can't do that. Okay, we're going to level it up or level it down. You have to learn to make that switch immediately. So I think that it's really ingrained in these personal trainers and fitness instructors. If they don't slam people over the head with the whole physical advantage thing, I think they're a really good player. They're competitive, goal driven. They know how to read the room in a situation immediately. So I think it's like ideal for someone like her to hop in here and play.
I do like that she says she wants to play like D because of great physical and social game with her alliances. I like to hear that. The one thing is, this is the second person to say this. For their pet peeves, bullies. Like, bullies aren't really a pet peeve. In your opinion, are bullies a pet peeve or they're more
Okay. Yes and no. No, like not by nature, but I do understand what they mean. I think their pet peeve, and I think even in watching it as a viewer, think back to like, I'm trying to really think about it on Survivor. Maybe Michaela, where everyone just hopped on her and everyone was like, why are we mad at her again? And you're like, I don't know, because everyone else was. And you're like, wait, what's happening? Where they just pick a player and pile on them, just because almost like Taylor and Big Brother, that you're like, what did she do to any of you? And you're like, I don't know. And you're like, okay, great. So I think that that's one of the things that they're all trying to kind of speak to, as far as just being empathetic and kind and just, which sounds great before you start playing the game.
Yeah, if you guys are just now joining us, welcome in. Say what's up in the comments. If you have anything you want to say about this season, about any of these people in particular, put it in the comments. We will read it live here on the live stream, and we will post it on there for everyone to see. Remember, you guys can watch twitch.tv/Bobby Goodspeed or Reality After Show at After Show on YouTube. You can also follow my social media at Goodspeed Bobby on both Instagram/Twitter and X. If you guys want to be updated whenever I go live with any of my live streams, hit the like button. It takes 1 second, and it really helps us out a lot. And hit that bell notification, be notified whenever we do go live. All right, with that being said, let's go to our next person. Our next person is one of the Sophies, Sophie Sigretti. Let's see about Sophie. So Sophie, age 31. A lot of people in their 30s so far that I've seen. A couple 20s, but some 30s too. I like it. Hometown. What'd you say?
I like it a lot because I think they know how to navigate the social game much better than people in their early 20s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think they should have all people in their 30s. That's just a hot take, but that's my personal opinion. I think that your brain's fully developed into your 30s. I know they say like it's like
Not the
24.
cerebral cortex. Oh
No,
no.
but like I know they say it's like what 26 or 24
Yeah.
or something like that that you really
Yeah.
finally have a fully formed brain. I swear to God, I did not have a fully formed brain until I was in my mid 30s. Like, like I feel like life experiences change you a lot.
I think it's still fully forming as we speak, as far as I'm concerned. That's fine.
All right, let's see what Tommy says. Tommy says, Bobby, she'll have to be added to my infamous list if you remember what I'm talking about. I totally know what you're talking about, and I concur. Definitely on the hot list for sure. So, 3 words to describe you: loud, funny, competitive. Okay. Why do you want to be on Survivor? I've wanted to go on Survivor since I watched Survivor All Stars when I was 9. Okay, lifelong fan, love that. I've always thought playing Survivor would be a blast. So not giving us a ton of info there, but letting us know that you are a big fan, lifelong fan since they were 9. Like I'm here for it. Like if it's someone that knows this game clearly, but I want to see more about them. A lot of short answers for this one.
Okay, to be honest, I think a lot of that comes from she was an alternate for 48. And so
Oh,
I
she
think
was.
yes, when you get that far in the process, you fly out there and then you don't get to play.
Yeah.
At this point, she's like, screw the interview, let's go. Like, I think you get almost hungrier. Like, I've never been more prepared to play a game than on my way home on the flight from playing a game. If I had to fly out and go do Australia versus the world the next day, I was ready on that day. And I think that it's one of those where you get so close and then you're like, oh, not this year. So I think right now she's like super ready to go.
And she says she most identifies with Rachel, my archangel of alternates, me also an alternate. So yeah, so obviously knows her stuff, knows the alternate lifestyle. Slow walkers for pet peeves, and restaurants that make you wait for your whole party to sit. I agree. Like I hate it. I hate it so much. It's like, oh, we're just missing one person. Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait until they get here. It's like, really, that table is gonna really be taken up if we don't have that one person there. And I'm someone who works in the restaurant industry, right? Like I work at a bar and grill essentially at the casino that I work at. And it's like, and I still disagree with that. I think it's stupid. Also, slow walkers, completely agree. Like kind of goes into my pet peeve that I was sharing with you guys. It's very similar to that. I can't stand slow walkers, especially when you're trying to get around them and they don't move. Let me around if you're gonna walk slow.
These are not real problems on the island.
Oh no, this will have nothing to do with the island. But if someone's like a slow mover in the game, I absolutely would have a problem with that too. I agreed with your take earlier when you said that. All right, so that was Sophie, one of the Sophies. So Sophie, and then next we have Steven Ram. Steven is 35, another 30-year-old.
We love it.
Hometown Littleton, Colorado. Current residence Denver, Colorado. Rocket scientist, another rocket scientist we can add to the Survivor gameplay. We have 3 words to describe: optimistic, outgoing, empathetic. Okay, empathetic I like, but it can also get you in trouble. Like I'm definitely an empath as well, but I think that when you describe that as one of your main attributes, I do worry about being too empathetic where it's going to hinder your gameplay. What do you want, or why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Discovery. Oh, here we go. As an inspiring lunar landowner, okay, I'm an explorer at heart. Like a deep space mission, Survivor is he's going to be that guy, isn't he? Survivor is a journey into the unknown, but instead of a highly trained astronauts, there are 18 rascals conspiring to jettison each other out of the airlock. To me, that sounds like the adventure of a lifetime and the ultimate test of character. I look forward to discovering the edges of my comfort zone and blasting right through them. He's doing that. He's going to be that guy where all his confessionals are going to just be, oh, rocket science. Like, let's talk about space. Like, include space in whatever he's talking about.
That answer was both Caucasian and crazy. I am a little obsessed though. No, like I love when someone speaks like that because I'm like, hey, you know that no one has any idea what the hell you're talking about, right? And he's like, yeah, totally. What I loved about Steven is he experienced it. He grew up with hearing loss. So he has like pretty severe hearing loss. And so what happens is that he needs to really pay attention to what people are saying. And in his interviews, he said that it really did force him to be a good listener and really try to understand other people. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll take that as an answer. I don't know if it's going to necessarily hurt or help on the island, but like I do like something like that. When he said he's experienced that, it doesn't just like hit me as like, here we go, another sob story. It hits me as like, okay, cool. So that means he's determined. He has perseverance, grit. Like I'm like, I just want to see you bring that home instead of being like, well, as we jettison on that. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Skip it. I don't need it.
I feel like we're going to get a confessional where he's going to be like, yeah, my hearing loss is going to let me lift off to the competition. You know, like so I can feel like that's going to get entered in there somewhere. But hey, no, I agree with you. I think that is cool to see that it allowed him to, you know, really listen and understand people so that he could be able to pick up what he was trying to hear and really focus on the words that people are saying. I think that is an important trait, to listen more than you speak on Survivor. So that could absolutely help him. I have to get to the pet peeves here because I'm dying to know. Close-minded people, open-mouth chewers, okay. Story one-uppers, yes. And moon landing deniers, dear God. It's all coming back to space.
Listen, how many episodes until he's like, that challenge was out of this world? And we're all like, I have to go. I can't do this with him anymore. I can't.
Like, I'm sorry. No offense to you, Steven. I want you out immediately because I cannot deal with the space references all season long. Like,
I hope he specifically only makes space references for every episode until he leaves.
It's like he watched someone on Survivor that like talked about their occupation a lot and was like, okay, that's how I have to do it. I have to just go all in on my occupation and nothing else matters but talking about references to space in my occupation. And I think that is so cringy.
Wait, what did Eva do for a living?
Ava?
Yeah.
She's an aura painter.
No, Eva from last season. Sorry.
Oh, Eva. Sorry. She was a what was it? Like a physicist.
Okay. And then like what did Charlie do? Like when was the last time we had a rocket scientist?
I mean, it's been a while. Was Charlie a rocket scientist? I don't know.
I don't remember, honestly.
Honestly, occupations always are blurred to me. There's some that I remember, some I don't. But I remember there was like a rocket scientist on Rob Sesternino's first season. There was a guy that was a rocket scientist there. I think someone put in the comments that Parvati's ex-husband was a rocket scientist. I don't know, but there have been some. I know there have been some. But and I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, what's crazy lady's name again? Oh my God, what is her name? She was. I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's gonna bug me. You go ahead and talk.
Arson. That's what it was. I was like, we had one. I know we did. That I was like, that seems
yes,
he's very young for that job. But okay, who am I? I don't have that job, so it's fine.
Oh God, why am I forgetting her name? She had like a million different jobs. Remember?
That's why I started to laugh. I go, yep. She was like,
Debbie.
I work for NASA, I fly rockets, and I work at Applebee's. And we're all like, what is happening here? She's like, I change oil on the weekends. And we're like, what? Who has this many jobs? And none of them made any sense.
No, yeah, Debbie, I'm pretty sure was a rocket scientist as well. Like she had like every job known to man, and I'm pretty sure rocket scientist was on that list.
Insane.
All right, so Steven, I don't feel very good about. I mean, I'm interested to see. I don't want to judge it just based off the profile, but the profile is giving me, and he is like a bigger dude that looks like he's in shape. So those guys usually tend to stay around because of competitions early on. But I could see him being like pre jury boot. All right, so next we have the Keeley tribe. When are they going to run out of tribe names? Like, I feel like
I don't even know if these names
at some point, do you just have like,
are these real names?
Who knows? They could be nothing. They could be nothing in Fijian culture, and I believe it.
Yeah.
So first we have Alex Moore. He is 27. from Evanston, Illinois. Current residents in Washington, D.C. And of course, I figured Washington, D.C. has got to be political. Political comms director. Oops. 3 words to describe you: empathetic, another person that's empathetic and putting that in their top 3 things to describe about themselves, resilient, and spontaneous. The other 2 I can get on board with. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? On top of the fact that I grew up watching with my family and was part of a Survivor club in high school, okay, super fan, teachers and students, I feel like it's time to put myself first. Whether it be professionally or in my personal life, I always prioritize the needs of those around me. It's time to be selfish. This is a game for $1 million. No better place or stakes to improve on putting my needs first. So thoughts about him?
I don't hate that. I think that, like, especially when people spend their lives like helping others and serving others, sometimes it's nice to be like, no, I'm winning. I'm doing this. And finally, all my hard work, like, they're going to applaud for me instead of something else that I was like helping with. I really don't hate that at all. Again, I just think in his interview, he was like, kind of cute, kind of pulled back, kind of reserved. I just always want like an edgier personality. I want someone who's at a level 12, because even if I actively dislike you or actively I'm like, I love that person, the only thing I never want is to be like, I feel indifferent. And he's definitely one of those that I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah. Kate the Great One says, question, does this DC lib know John Levitt? Could absolutely know John Levitt, especially if they're in the same kind of thing. But this is more of a communications director role. So I feel like this is more of an actual role in government rather than John Levitt, who was more of a talking head podcaster type. So possible, but I don't know. One thing I really like about him is he says he identifies most with Yul Kwan from Cook Islands. He played like the game like a diplomat. He never made people mad at him. He always acted like his hand was being forced and he had no other choice. I absolutely agree. I think Yul is one of the most underrated winners of all time. I think even though people do, think of him in high regard, I think that people also think that his super idol was really a big, like obviously an overpowering advantage for his game. So I think that kind of hinders the fact that people put him in one of the elite categories, but I do think of him as an elite player. And I really like this take because he did play like a diplomat. He played to basically form relationships with people and then just constantly worked his side to his own benefit. I think if we see that in the same way and in the same gameplay for what's his name again? Alex. I think that I would be very excited to see that gameplay, even though it's a little more quiet. It's a little more or a little less in your face kind of gameplay. I do appreciate that kind of gameplay.
But my question for you is, in New Era, is there room for a Yule type game? And like, we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Would some of our old school players be able to play the same game and still win in the new school? And I don't even mean just like survive. I mean, like, would they be voted the winner how they used to?
I don't know. Honestly, that is a good point. You bring up a great point because it's tough to say. We haven't really seen a Yule type gameplay. I think like it's not very much like the same, but in a similar vein. I feel like Rachel kind of played a Yule type game.
I would probably say Rachel or even Kyle, because as a viewer, we knew Kyle was winning, but if you watch them, they never knew. Like, they didn't know until like the very end where they're like, it turns out he's really good at this. And we're all like, we've known from the beginning. So I think it's one of those where like, you can do it, but it's a push. Like, let's even admit that like the jury didn't hand it over. It took Camilla being like, hey, and remember this, and you did this and that. And he was like, oh yeah, that. And I'm like, and so it did take took a little bit more convincing than it should have, in my opinion, but cool, great.
Yeah, Mary says Cook Island was very New Era coded. It was, with the exception of the racial divided tribes. That would definitely not fly in today's culture by any means. Still one of the most shocking things they've ever done.
Dear God. Honestly, I would want to see it again, but no. I personally would want to see it again, but like, I'm like, it probably shouldn't be on network television, but like, I would just want to see, just because I think there are so many things that you take into account. like even watch, let's say, a Latina woman only interact with other Latin American people. They act different. A Black person around all Black people. Like, I just think it makes the social dynamic so different and so strange that you're like, I, as someone who's interested in sociology and psychology, would want to watch it, but also it is far too problematic to re-air. I'm just saying that I would want to watch.
I don't get me wrong. Like, I think that like I get what they were going for, right? Like, I understand that they wanted to see, okay, when we're divided by racial, preference, or preference is the wrong word, but racial, whatever. How do people react within their own racial ties?
Yeah.
And then when you form them and have alliances within those racial ties, then how do they form when you have to go together and play all together? Do those racial ties still play a factor, or can people see past the whole racial divide? And I do see what they were going for. I just think they didn't really properly think out, does this look good?
I was going to say it was not a disaster when it was airing. And that just proves that like reality TV has to exist in the environment in which it airs. Because all of us looking back at it right now are like, Jesus, we can never do that again. But again, that's why they're not airing it now. Like, it's not supposed to be aired now. But if, let's say, we went back to like 2018 even, we could probably do it. 2019, we could probably do it. And so like, it's just a matter of in looking at it in the lens that we have, it's almost like too close to home right now where we're like, let's just not, it's okay.
Mary also says, however, one of the most diverse seasons in a long time. No, honestly, probably one of the most diverse seasons ever on any reality television show. I mean, realistically, I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but like, what do you think the real problem is that people had with it? Obviously, PC culture and all of that, but it wasn't like it was meant in a way to be derogatory or anything. Like, it was just trying to see how people play. What do you think people's actual problem is? It because, oh, now you have diverse racial segregation? Do you think that is the main issue at hand?
I just don't think people want to be identified and labeled like that
based off their race.
Right. Which to me is also pretty odd and ironic, considering the things that we loved were like heroes versus villains or hustlers and whatever, or like people have no problem being labeled for any other season. So honestly, it's a matter of like, but I think as soon as you put that to it, like, you're like, okay, I felt like I was so much more than that. And you're like, okay, but like the show has a history of like, who are you? And then putting that label on you and then making the tribes off of that. But as you can see, as a contemporary American society, we've moved away from that. And that's why the seasons no longer have like a name, a theme, anything.
Yeah, I think majority of people are like, I don't want to be thought of or individualized just by my racial profile. I want to be
just by their age, their job. We got rid of all those, remember?
Yeah. I mean, we had millennials versus Gen X.
Right.
Like, that's another one of those ones that's very similar to that vein, right? Where it's like old people versus young people. Is that like really what we're doing? Like, that's not what defines you. And I know they're like grasping at straws for season types, but I don't think their initial premise of that idea was a bad one. I think it didn't come across the way they wanted it to, but I think their intention was to see how these different racial groups, how they could come together and work together, or how they could, form, I don't know. So it's like a social aspect to it.
Totally.
All right, so let's get to our next player. Our next player is Kimberly Annie Davis. So obviously one of the older ones on the cast, age 49, hometown Portland, Oregon. That tracks. Current residence Austin, Texas. Musician. 3 words to describe you: spontaneous, risk taker, wrecking ball. Interesting, wrecking ball.
Love it. I love that.
It's a very interesting way to describe yourself. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Survivor is a true game of life. Unlike the dumb 80s game where getting married and having kids define success, Survivor manages to sum up nearly every type of life challenge in 26 days. Relationships form and dissolve. People get hurt mentally and physically. We learn to make do with what we can build. It's real life in a miniature, and I couldn't love this game more. I think that's a very good way to put that. Like I do think that it is a game that isn't necessarily something you would have seen on your screen 30 years ago. Obviously, you know, it's a game that does involve mental stress, physical stress, relationship building, social strategy. So it is something that is going to be just a real social experiment. So I like that she understands like this is a challenge of all of those things, not just I'm here for a fun time or I'm here for my moment on TV.
It's giving Sugar all grown up.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, but 49, I mean, maybe it's the multicolored hair or something. Like she looks great. Like she's 49's not old. Like 49's very young, but she looks like she's in great shape. You know, people are gonna see her as like, you know, the older lady on the cast, the you know, Sue of the cast, even though Sue was 30, whatever, 37 or something like that, 39, which still shocks me. That's a number she went with.
Awesome.
But I think that she could do well. You know, you do have to get through that initial stage of being the older person on the cast and people seeing you as someone that can't compete to the same ability of the young kids on in challenges. But she looks like she's in great shape. I think she could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I train people every day. I have people in my class from probably about 19 to about 60 or so, and they're all in there on those treadmills, hitting those sprints, doing all that stuff. So, like, who am I to say you can't?
Cue in Miley on a wrecking ball. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that's giving me Miley vibes for sure. Bobby, 49 is old. 49 is not old. Like, if 49 is old, I'm only 12 years away from being 49. Or, no, sorry, track that again. 13 years away from being 49 years old. If that's old, oh man, put me in a coffin now because when you get people in their 60s playing this game, yes, that is older for this, but 49 years old is not old.
All right, onward, upward.
Real quick, pet peeves, dumb people, leaf blowers, bring back the rake, biscuit cans. Do they have to be scary to open? They are kind of scary to open. I agree with that.
I ignored those for a reason. We're moving. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Jake Latimer. Jake is 36, another 30-year-old. We got our Canadian person on here, Regina, Saskatchewan, from St. Albert, Alberta. That's really on the nose. Correctional officer. 3 words to describe you: respectful, selfless, loving. Definitely gives me correctional officer vibes. Why do you want to be a part of the show? This show has been a staple in my family since I was a kid. This has always been a dream of mine. I'd like to set an example that nice people can finish first. To win $1 million for my son would be a dream come true. No, I hate this. I hate this. Don't say, oh, nice people can finish first. You are giving me Joe 2.0. I can't stand this. Play and play dirty. Play
I know,
like
but at
this.
least he's playing to win, not like because I'm scared of everything and I really want to have like a breakthrough in my life. He's still playing to win.
I can't stand when people say, oh, like nice people can win this game too. You can play with honor and respect and dignity. No, I want to see you play dirty. I want to see you form alliances, social manipulation, social strategy, but also realizing you also have to coddle those relationships too to make sure you can get the vote in the end. But I don't need to see, oh, I'm going to just be nice. Everyone's friends. I don't want to vote you out. I can't do that.
In knowing Jake, because I do, I think he's truly one of the nicest guys I've met. But I will also say, like, what he's giving as far as playing a nice above board game is telling people he's going to vote them out before he votes them out. Instead, I think he's still going to always do what needs to be done, but I just don't see him as super underhanded with it. So yes, it is giving very much a Joe-like game of like making the decisions when you have to. But as a whole, I foresee him being a loyal ally as far as he lasts. I am not sure because I've specifically been like, don't tell me. So I have
Do you know this guy outside in real life?
Yeah, I spoke to him a few times already. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the next thing that really bothers me is, as we brought up Joe, previous player you most identify with, Joe. Joe. I didn't even see that before I said Joe, and he was giving me Joe vibes from the beginning. Like,
Always.
come on, dude. Like, oh god, Joe and I put others before ourselves in every aspect of life. This guy's Joe 2.0. This is literally casting looked for Joe 2.0, and they found this guy.
He's so Canadian and so nice, and you're like, that's great.
Oh man, he's gonna get to definitely to the final three, but lose because he had no gameplay. Like
Maybe.
1,000%.
It's a good chance.
All right, so I'm done with Joe. Joe's a no for me. Seems like a very nice guy. I have no problem with the person. The game player, it's a no for me, dog.
That's fair.
All right, next we have Jeremiah Ing. Jeremiah, who's one we've seen quite a bit in the previews and stuff. Also from Canada. Wow, 2 Canadian players this season. 39 years old. Love that. Windsor, Ontario. Our current residence, Toronto, Ontario. Global events manager. 3 words to describe you: impulsive, loyal, sincere. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Survivor is an adventure of a lifetime. Everyone says that. I swear to God, that's like in 90% of these profiles. Survivor is an adventure of a lifetime. I have visited 44 countries and 7 continents. I love the thrill and pushing my limits. I have always marched to the beat of my own drum and succeeded. I have watched Survivor for 24 years and always told myself I'd be on that show. Here I am now. Manifestation is real. Like, I feel like he talks in all capitals. Like,
okay, I actually did not. Okay, it's hard. I didn't care for him personally, but he did what I want to see out of any reality TV competitor, even though I was like, wow, that was very overbearing and probably a little annoying. I remembered him and I watched all the videos in a row. And so for me, I'm like, then he's done his job. I remembered him, and that's enough. Okay, I'm in.
I agree with you. I did see this guy pop up a lot on the screen, and it's someone that they're playing a lot in the promos. Like, I think he could do well. He is a super fan, someone who's been a fan for 24 years. I always have pause when they say adventure of a lifetime, but that could just be them, feeding the CBS narrative. Always. And then I do like that he beats to his own drum and march to the beat of his own drum, excuse me. I think that this guy could do well. I think I could see him making it to jury. I don't know if I see win equity because previous player I identify most with, Ty, both seasons. Ty was unique, brought his true, authentic self to the game and his morals. Yeah, but Ty was also just that guy, right? He was just, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be loving to everyone, and I'm going to get 3rd place. Like,
I love this tribe. This tribe is, I don't know if I see a winner on it, but I love this tribe more than the other 2 for sheer entertainment value. I think between Jeremiah and Nicole, we're going to get the best confessionals we've had all season. I think that they're going to bring it every time. I like the sarcasm, the wit, the intellect.
Yes. Brandy says, looks like he beats his own drum. I agree with you. All right. So let's scroll to the next person because we got to speed this along. Next, we have Nicole Mazzullo.
Obsessed.
She's 26 years old. It says herself. So I'm assuming it's, that's her pronouns.
Yep.
26 years old. Long Island, New York, current residence, Philadelphia, PA, financial crime consultant. Interesting. 3 words to describe you: jovial, quick-witted, adaptable. I like that. I like all 3 of those. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? To contribute to the legacy and for the love of the game. Survivor is all about having fun and playing a game like you're a kid again. Love that answer. I love that. I've watched this show with my 3 siblings, with my NYC roommates, and with my girlfriend in Philly, where I've been. Survivor has followed. I like it. True fan, someone that really understands, like, it's about having fun, playing a game like you're a kid again. I think that's exactly how you should look at it. Like, people come into this thinking, oh, I need to play, so that I look good on TV, or, like I look like a good person on television, or that I'm just here for the adventure and my social media time and all that stuff. Then there's people that come in there and they're like, listen, we're playing a game. Like, this is a game that you played games when you were kids, and it was all about being adventurous and having fun playing an actual game and not taking it too seriously. And I think that that's been lost over the years. So I like to see people that realize I'm here to play a game. Like if you take me out and it was like a good social move or strategic move or what have you, I can respect it because you're playing the game. I'm not going to hold that against you. I hate when people hold stuff against them and be like, oh, you voted me out. I'm never voting for you. Like, no, if it was a good game move, they deserve the credit. So I like people that understand this is a game. It's not personal. There are personal aspects to it, but everyone's doing this to further themselves in the game.
Yeah, I mean, do I see a winner in Nicole? I don't know if I do, but here's what I do see. Even as important to me as winning the game is being memorable. Like even from last season, the confessionals we got from Say, Mary, Thomas, like we got a few that I was like, yo, they're really fun to hang out with. And I love that because like those are the people that, again, you remember after 49 seasons. There's only a certain number of winners per se, but there's people that you really remember being on their screen and you know that their presence makes a difference to the legacy of the show. And I feel like Nicole is going to give me that, hopefully.
Players you identify most with, there are so many players I hope to play most, like Parv, Suri, Rachel, Omar, etc. They are charming, smart, manipulative, and emotionally intelligent players. I like that because it's not just your standard, oh, I want to play like Parvati. Like every season we have like 5 people that pick Parvati, 5 people that pick Suri, like 5 people that pick Boston Rob. Like it's always those main character vibes, right? But I like that she really clumped a bunch together that have similar traits and said, this is what I like about this type of gameplay, where it's charming, smart, manipulative, and emotionally intelligent players. That I really like that answer.
Love that. Our last member of the tribe, I think.
Yes.
Sophie?
Right here. Sophie, another Sophie. And wait, do we have 2 Sophies on the same tribe?
No, I think they're split.
Okay, they were split.
Yeah, they're split.
Balleretti, sure, whatever.
Yes.
Another very beautiful woman here.
I love Sophie. Oh, she's great.
She looks like she's gonna be a lot of fun. Age 27, Miami, Florida entrepreneur. 3 words to describe you: spicy, thoughtful, relentless. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Just like Dee from Survivor 45, Survivor is a symbol of my American dream. Survivor helped my grandma, learn to speak English. Wow, that's awesome. It was the heart of our whole relationship. She was my best friend, and I originally applied to give her an extra special season while she was sick. After she passed, I didn't stop applying. I'm here to play in honor of her sacrifices and my parents who moved to America so that I could have opportunities like playing Survivor. I like it.
I love her. She compares her game. She said, I'd love to play like Natalie Anderson. I was like, strong choice. We love that here. Yes. Play like a real competitor, a gritty, dirty, not afraid to do what has to be done competitor. I also love her pet peeves: men with Peter Pan syndrome and people who don't return their shopping carts. I agree with them both. They are both the worst.
Peter Pan syndrome. I had to think about that for a second, but I like that she gave a little explanation at the end of it. Yeah, Peter Pan syndrome is a very funny way to put that for sure.
You've never heard that, baby? You need to leave the house, baby.
I've never heard that before in my life.
That's insane. Have you ever watched Southern Charm on Bravo?
No.
Because it's all of them. Okay, cool, great. So it's just kind of like the men in their late 30s or 40s that are still dating these 21-year-olds. They're like, I mean, I don't even know why. We've been dating for 6 months and she wants a commitment. And you're like, yes, that's how it works.
Okay, so that's a Peter Pan type of man.
Yep, they just always want to be a kid. Yep.
All right, well, I like her. I think that I would like to know more about her game. But the fact that you said she likes to play like Natalie Anderson, I like that. I want to play a combination of Suri and Genevieve's game, strategic and ruthless, but with strong emotional connections. That could be a very, very strong player. Like, because look at Suri. Every single time people know Suri is a threat, every single time she gets very far in the game because of her social ability and the fact that she builds strong emotional connections. So if she can do that, I like it a lot. True. All right. So next tribe, we got to kind of speed run these. We got the Yulee tribe. We got Jawan Pitts. Jawan is 28 years old, Salem, New Jersey, lives in Los Angeles, California, video editor. 3 words to describe you: friendly, fearless, formless. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? I want to be a part of Survivor because I grew up watching it. I was one of those kids that was raised in front of the TV screen. Survivor inspired me to dream big and be open to learning about others. Now it's my turn to go on, kick butt, and inspire my siblings. Thoughts on Jawan?
He gave me Blender, and I'm a firm believer that I'm like, I want you to not blend. I want you to send that. I want to remember you. And I did not remember too much about him. I remembered watching the interview and going, he's nice. And that was about it.
Yeah, I liked what I saw on him. I have seen a few things. It's funny because he was actually at a live RHAP show that I was at too. So I have seen this guy in real life. The thing that I do like about him, he said, I feel like I identify with Sean Rector from season 4. I love how true to himself he was. He was a man of faith and often felt out of water, but it didn't stop him from caring for people. I think that's good. Playing like Sean Rector would be a very, very fun gameplay to see, especially since it still baffles me that we haven't had Sean Rector back on our screens in so many years.
Yep.
But I would hope he would play like him. I'm still getting vibes that he might be an early out. Like I'm getting like early tribe boot if they struggle, voted out type of player. But yeah, I don't know too much. I hope he does well, but there's just something about him that gives me that vibe.
It's giving me a nap. Who's next?
We got Nate Moore. Nate Moore is 47 years old from Clovis, California. Hey, that's kind of near where I'm from originally. Current residence, Hermosa Beach, California. Film producer. 3 words to describe you: joyful, intelligent, crafty. Because it's a way to test your limits physically and psychologically and see how you navigate other people in suboptimal living conditions. It also just looks like a blast to play and has since I watched season 1 in the basement of a frat house. So someone who's watched the show for many, many years. A lot of fans on this tribe alone. Like I feel like this is a very fan heavy, not new era fan heavy tribe. I think that this guy is giving me vibes of I know I'm smarter than everyone else in the room.
Yes.
And that worries me for long-term health in the game. I do want to see, who does he say he's going to play like? Earl Cole from Survivor Fiji, a low-key winner who led without being pushy, protected those in his alliance, and I believe was the first unanimous winner in the show's history. Thoughts on him?
I like him. I think he's a film producer. And like what always strikes me about people that like work in Hollywood, but behind the camera instead of in front of it, is that he knows how to listen to other people and put other people in front of him, if that makes sense. And so I think that's a really good skill to have in a game like this, where you get to plant the seeds and then let other people think they came up with the idea. And then you go, wow, you are so smart at the end of it. And I think that will really help.
He says his pet peeve is people who avoid confrontation. I think that you can avoid confrontation if it's not necessary, but I do think there's times to be confrontational to defend yourself and to defend your thoughts and beliefs and what have you. But doing it all respectfully. So I'm interested to see, is he going to be one of those types that if their conflict does arise, he always has to be vocal in that situation, whether he's a part of it or not?
I think his age says no. I think his age kind of knows. And like you get to even your early like 30s or so, your later like 30s, and you're like, oh, that's not my fight. Like I have an opinion on it, but like I don't need to hop in there. And so I think that he will have that experience level. Yes.
All right. So let's get to our next person. I feel like with him, I think early out could be a big possibility too.
Riz God's here. 25, Yonkers, New York. I always think Yonkers is the funniest name for a town. Yonkers, New York, tech sales. Probably the one player I've watched the most on, because obviously for 50 reasons. But he describes himself optimistic, funny, motivated. You know, he's just going to be a character too. Like on the screen, like he just gives vibes of I'm going to be fun to watch. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor?
I want to chase greatness. I want to be one of the best players to ever play this game, which is always a comment I like to see. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to play Survivor. Well, now I am here and it's time to dream bigger. I also want to give my family and friends a reason to gather around weekly. I want to make my friends and family and the entire country of Albania proud. Being the first Albanian descent player to play this game means a lot to me. Thoughts on Riz God?
I mean, number one, he looks like people gave him wedgies in high school. That's number one. Number two, I think that it's hard to be so young and put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Like for me, in going on the show, I was like, okay, you have to represent people of color well, just in general. But him being like, I have all of Albania on my back. I'm like, okay, whoa. And the issue with that is when the stakes are so high, it's almost setting you up for failure and for like a real emotional demise that you're like, this is bad.
The thing that I like about Riz God is he has stated multiple times in interviews and stuff like yes, there's the whole moniker Riz God. Like when I first heard that, I was like, oh boy, this guy's full of himself. But really, his name is Rizzo, so it's not like the Riz was the thing when he got named, you know. So it's like it's Riz God because of his name. I don't know why the God portion. That seems a little entitled. But one thing I do respect about him is he said, like, even from a young age, I think he said when he was like 13, he had to like do his parents' taxes and stuff because they didn't speak the language properly. And like they needed his help with a lot of things like working jobs and doing stuff from a very, very young age to help provide for his family and really help raise himself while also raising his siblings. I just think that this kid, although he is young, he has lived more of an adult life than a lot of people at his age, right? So I think that even though I still don't think his brain is fully formed, like I've said, and it's not until your 30s that I feel think your brain is formed. I think he's one of those people that has had so much life experiences that it's going to only benefit him in the future. Sorry, my phone is going off. I'll let you go ahead and speak on this one.
No, I think it's all good. It's all there. I just want to see more of that vulnerability without it getting like cheesy and lame. I think that his age is definitely showing in his responses in this interview. He responds like any of my middle schoolers writing a book report ready. Don't read it. Just listen and think, 12-year-old.
Yeah, I'm
David Wright, because he's the epitome of perseverance, period. He never gave up and went from zero to hero, period. He went from someone so anxious to being the player of the season, period. He never gave up, period. I'm like, dude, like it's giving 11-year-old. And I'm like, oh no, this is bad.
He does have so much to say. Like his answers they're the most spread out long form answers of anyone on this cast,
but not a lot of information. That's the problem for me, that I'm like, it's you know, when you don't have the life experience to back it up, so it's just fluff. It's a lot of fluff.
It's where your brain is trying to say something, but it just continues to say words instead of trying to actually say what you're trying to say, because you're just using filler words instead to manage your thought process. And it's like you can't stop, think, say. You just have to continuously have words coming out. Otherwise, you don't think it's going to come across the right way.
I think he's going to be super entertaining. I think I'm going to smile the whole time. I don't know how many episodes, but I'm going to smile the whole time.
I think he gets far. I think we wouldn't have him on 50 if he didn't get to past jury.
All right.
Or to jury. Real quick, pet peeves in the real world, people who say they're going to do something then don't. As a Survivor fan, people who make emotional and logical decisions, love that. I know that's not really a pet peeve for real life, but I do love that as a form for the show. Next, we have Sage. Sage, like I said, this cast. 30 years old, Roxborough, North Carolina, Olympia, Washington, current residence. Clinical social worker, 3 words to describe you. Intentional, curious, wacky. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? I don't have a philosophical answer for you. Quite simply put, YOLO. I also just love torturing myself. Interesting answer.
I kind of love her because no one has ever said the following repentance, and she has people often mistake me as an optimist. I think that's hilarious. You're like, no, I'm not here with a positive outlook. I'm not. And I think that that's everything.
I really like it. I like her answers. Like, which previous player do you identify most with? Marianne. People often mistake, like you said, upbeat energy and quirkiness. Like Marianne, this causes people to assume I'm naive and fragile. Also, like Marianne, I don't feel the need to prove these people wrong. Rather, I like to play the long game. Time always tells. Meanwhile, I invest my energy into people who actually want to get to know me. I hope I play like Marianne, led with my spirit, not my ego.
Yeah,
Very,
I think
very cool.
she was in the armed forces, I believe. I think, again, that's another job occupation skill set that really does help in this game as far as like surviving the elements and stuff. So I think she's also really set up for that. I think she's super weird and hard to read initially. And although I do love that in the real world, it's hard in a game like this where people are trying to like get to know you and figure you out immediately. So I think it's hard, and they might think that she's a little bit closed off, but I definitely think if she's willing to open up, she's going to be amazing.
She has such interesting answers, like very like almost well thought out, but also very spontaneous answers as well. So like pet peeves, most interesting answer I've ever seen anyone say. One, very broadly speaking, the patriarchy. Two, people who instantly eye rolled their eyes when at me saying the patriarchy. Three, people who don't put away their shopping carts. Do agree with that, but it's just
all of them.
I mean, I'll agree with all of them, absolutely. But like, I love how like her brain thought, "Oh, I'm going to say patriarchy," and instantly was like, "I need to follow that up with the people that roll their eyes at me saying that." Like, it's very clever.
But you know what she means. You know that everyone's like, "Here we go, someone else who hates men." I'm like, that's not what she said. That's not what she said.
Yeah, that's not what she said at all. But it's just funny. Like, I do like her. She seems very unique.
Yeah.
Right. Like, unique is the best way to put it.
You have to be, because you are a tall brunette with a name that starts with an S, like Sophie and Savannah and and Sage. So it's going to be a real long time for us to figure out who the hell's who.
Yeah, I like her. I like her a lot. All right, here we go. Savannah Louie, one of the people we also know that will be on 50. I mean, giving me absolute winner vibes, even aside from the 50 of it all. Like,
the hair alone.
She just looks like Parvati reincarnate, right? Yeah. Like she looks like she can control the game just off of her looks alone. Like, I don't know what it is about her, the way she's looking at you or what have you. She just gives me vibes of like, this woman is going to kill it. She's going to be very good.
I think that she also has what. Please hold on 1 second. We don't have to scream. We don't have to scream. We're okay. Everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. I think that she, again, as a news reporter, falls on that list of, I'm like, that's going to be a good job that can help her. She interviews people. She connects with them immediately. And then at the end of it, she has to make a story, make a headline. She knows how to be like, okay, I had that conversation over there, that over there. Here's what I think is happening. I think it's a really good skill set. And so, like, I think that she is really set up to do really well here.
Yeah. 3 words to describe you: adventurous, no nonsense, curious. Love it. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Easiest $1 million I'll ever make. Kidding. I've been a huge fan of the show since season 1. Love that. It has brought me so much joy and created a community for me amongst family and friends. It is ridiculously cool to be a part of something bigger than myself and an absolute adrenaline junkie, the adventure of a lifetime. So definitely giving like, oh, this is the adventure of a lifetime. This is what casting loves to hear. But also the fact she is a super fan. She absolutely knows this game, and she's doing this to like she said, it's bigger than herself. She's doing this that her family and friends can watch this adventure with her. I like it. What are your thoughts?
I'm here for it. I think we need more strong, powerful females in the franchise that understand the assignment. And I think she knows what she needs. She knows what she has to do in order to win, but also she knows what skills she's bringing with her. I think more than half, 80% of competition reality is knowing your skill set and knowing what you bring along with you to the game.
she's giving me like she says she most identifies with Kim Spradlin and D. Like she's giving me Kim Spradlin, Parvati, and D vibes, like a mixture of all three of those wrapped up into one being. Both women were fierce competitors with impressive physical games, but their social skills and tight alliances helped carry them across the finish line and seal the deal. I could definitely see her playing that type. Pet peeves: when people who have the middle seat on a plane pressure you to trade your window aisle seat, middle management, and consistently being late. The whole like aisle seat thing is weird to me because okay, so yes, I agree. Like there's people that have the middle seat and they want one of the aisle or the window, but I feel like that is much more rare than like someone being like, "Hey, you have the middle seat. We're on the two ends and we're actually together. Do you mind if we take the middle seat?" Is more common.
Either way, I don't want to have that kind of like transaction on an airplane
At all. No, at all.
You purchase the seat. We're done. That's my seat that I was in. And I'm like, yeah, no. And like the only thing that's worse than that is when you are the last one there and someone's already in your seat and they say, hey, listen, so we're together. So we just thought we could, like, if they already make that decision for you and you're like, do I say no now? Like, is that yeah, no, I don't want it.
I just would act like I didn't hear them. Like I would have my headphones up. Sorry.
That's my seat. That's my seat that you're in right there.
I lost my ability to talk. I'm sorry.
All right, we finally hit our last Islander. Let's do it.
Shannon Fairweather. Shannon is 28 years old from Wakefield, Massachusetts, also a current resident in Boston, Massachusetts. Wellness specialist. Wonder what that is exactly. 3 words to describe you. Oh my God, this is way more than 3 words. Free, passionate, I make these things happen, faithful, spunky, confident, in love with life. Is that someone that just didn't get the memo that it was 3 things?
She's giving, I make my own natural deodorant in the garage. That's what she's giving. Yes. And I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's gonna be first one out. So yeah, no, she is definitely giving me the vibes of someone that is a wackadoodle. Let's, but I can't just judge it based off of the fact that it said describe 3 words about you and you used 10 words. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Been watching since I was 8. Watched with my whole family and boyfriend. I love me a good adventure and challenges. I think it's a really beautiful pressure cooker of a life experience, heightening everything about life and therefore yourself. It's really special, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. I also believe I have some unique perspectives on life I would love to share. Life is beautiful, hard, expansive, and so is Survivor. I am stoked. Definitely some good answers in there, but then when you say, I also believe I have some unique perspectives on life and would love to share, that's where you lost me. Because here's the thing. People already have their opinions on things. And when you throw around your opinion like that's the only opinion that matters and that's the only opinion that's right, then that doesn't allow for social interaction. It's just standoffish. And when people like that are on reality TV or on these game shows as well, it comes across as annoying and it makes yourself an easy target. Whether you have a strong opinion on something, whether it be political, religion, what have you, one, it shouldn't be brought up in reality television. It's only going to hinder your game, whether either side you're on. And 2, no one cares. No one cares because at the end of the day, they already have their own perspective, and your opinion, and if you're super opinionated on it, is not going to change their beliefs on that fact.
I am all about being spiritual. I consider myself a spiritual person without being like a religious person. But all of these answers are my yoga meditation experience, the depth and understanding, the present moment awareness. I was like, oh no, This is about to go downhill quick. And I just think that sometimes players like this are great, but sometimes they are so laid back and so just like going with the moon and the stars that they like forget to play. And that's what happened with Stephanie last season, I want to say.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Where like it just didn't make the connections as soon as they needed to. And so like I would love to support her on this, but like I just don't know if this is it for her.
I have to read her pet peeves because this is where she'll lose me or have me. My pet peeves are when I have pet peeves. Okay. I am working on loving myself and others for who they are. unconditionally, but snoring, negativity, and being able to hear muffled TV when trying to sleep has been known to annoy me. Working on it. So wait a second. So you're a very opinionated person and want to let people know your opinions, but then you are working on not having pet peeves because you believe that that is not something that you should have, but then you do have pet peeves. Like, this is all over the place.
I'm just going to leave it with this biggest inspiration: universe and God and the great spirit and mother nature, the divine is why I'm here. I was like, okay, listen, I'm not disagreeing with any of that, but I'll tell you, if that were me, that wouldn't be in my like introducing myself to the whole world. I just think that I was like, oh, I feel like people are gonna put you in a very small box that way. But she technically put herself in it because all of her responses kind of go toward one hallway, if you will. And so I don't know if this is how I would make my intro, but go off. I think if you're a very spiritual person, you can go very far in this game in having the ability to do, like, I don't know, meditate through endurance challenges and stuff. I don't know. I just know that there are ways to do well here. I just hope that she doesn't try and slam us all over the head with all this information.
But like in real life, you have to be able to separate the two, right?
Okay.
You have to separate spiritualness, religion, politics, all these things, because sometimes people just don't want to hear those things constantly.
Agreed.
Or know that that's all that you focus on, and that is your center focus is always going to come back to those things. There's a moment of just having to be a real person and just be real and just be in the moment and thinking about that subject without it having to relate to something else, right? Everything doesn't have to come back to political. And that's what gets me with social media nowadays. It's like everything comes back to, racial stuff or political stuff or, your sexuality, stuff like that. It always seems to come back to that when it has nothing to do with that. And I feel like people that are like that, I can't even deal with you in real life because this one thing is something, it doesn't mean it has anything to do with that other big factor that people are conversating about. And she's giving me the type of vibe of she's one of those Twitter X people that always brings it back to one of those topics, right? So I worry for her. She's giving the dreadlock Santa all the hope in the world that he's going to survive.
Not dreadlock Santa. All right, cool.
Dreadlock
So
Santa.
as a whole,
Yeah,
I think they're an interesting group. Can't wait to watch them. My top 3 per se, probably MC, Sophie with an E, and me and Savannah. But that's just me. But those are my top 3 because I feel like I knew who they were. I kind of know why they're there, and I love that.
My top 3, easily Savannah. I think that she's the eventual winner. That's just me because of the whole 50 of it all, but also just she gives me that winner vibe. I also like Sage a lot. Sage was giving me a lot. I'm very interested to see if she's a wackadoodle, if she's a crazy, or is she really cool and fun and someone that we were going to see on our screens for many, many years to come. And then lastly, let's see here. It's funny because I like a lot of the women more than I like the men.
Oh, yeah.
I think the women are absolutely killing it this season. I don't even know who. I guess I'll go just because it's funny to me. I'll go Riz God. But I don't love it because I don't think he wins. But no. MC would be my other one.
I'll take
MC, Sage, and Savannah.
Sweet.
All right, so I gotta get out of here. I gotta go pick up the kiddo. Philip, thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. This has been a lot of fun. And guys, go check out Lauren and Philip and one of Lauren's friends. They're going to be doing a podcast on their cast draft coming up later today. So if you guys want to check that out, they will be drafting the season 49 cast. I know we were going to talk a little Big Brother, but we kind of ran out of time here. I got a little started late, but I appreciate all of you. We will talk 49 on Thursday stream. Once again, guys, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific. Twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. Give me a follow there. Helps me out a lot. At Goodsby Bobby on all the social media handles, and youtube.com/aftershow. Another real quick important reminder, guys. Survivor 49 premieres tomorrow. I will be going live immediately after the episode to share my thoughts on the episode that we saw for the premiere. Johnny and Gabe will not be with me, but they will be joining me Thursday morning. We will be going live with our after show for the premiere episode with all three of us there breaking it all down. With that said, you guys can check out our other content. We have the NFL Weekly podcast. We have Big Brother stuff as well that I'll be doing Thursday night. A lot of podcasts. It's kind of hell week for me because it's like podcasting overload, but I really look forward to it. So guys, thank you again to Philip. Go find him at Phillip Solomon _ on social media. And with that said, I will see you guys tomorrow night for the premiere of Survivor. All right, guys. See you later.